My wife cannot control herself of cheating. After 3 times, I have 2. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. So I posted my story before and deleted it cause I can't be bothered to set up an alt account. This is an update, but you needn't have read before to follow along. We were together for 7 years and became a blended family of 4. I was in love. Only recently she, 37, moved in and brought her daughter, 16, to join me, 46, and my daughter, 14. She hadn't yet given up her apartment 9 doors down the street from me. D-Day came August 31st. I looked in her phone. No, I'm not sorry I did. Over the next 3 months she'd try to get us to ground zero 3 times and fail each time. The last confessed body count got up to 14. This includes 2 of her uncles, consensual, 1 of her cousins, 2 of my friends, and a slew of others. There were also a bunch of others hovering around that she was slinging along. One of these was another of my friends, another was her cousin's husband, she says he kissed her among other attempts, and another was her good friend's father. Things may have gone farther with some or all of these 2, but as of yet no confession. Trickle truth is par for the course here. Clearly she has no boundaries whatsoever. Everyone is fair game. No one is safe from being bitten by her bug. She makes them all feel they have a unique special connection with her. She can make anyone feel like $1,000,000. For a time I believed my ex-wife, separated 10 years ago, was also in one of the groups above, but now I believe that didn't happen. Phew. Alongside her many officially diagnosed mental illnesses, we both believe she is undiagnosed borderline personality disorder. It's an insatiable emotional need that's like a bottomless hole that can't be filled no matter how much love is heaped into it. And once someone starts to give her validation, she can't stop. I don't blame the mental illnesses for her choices, but damn, I've yet to read anything remotely close to my life story for the past 3.5 months on this forum. Not that it's a competition, if anything I'm the biggest loser. I'd never thought it possible that anyone is capable of doing all this. I was totally oblivious. And then my heart was shattered to pieces. After the first D-Day I went and talked to one of her affair partners. He was candid about their relationship. It didn't match her trickle truth story. I broke off reconciliation. We went 2 to 3 weeks NC. She wanted to try again. So I let her. I wanted to believe she could change. A few days into it, she had a breakdown. Suicidal thoughts. I took her to the hospital. They kept her overnight and set her up with a psychiatrist appointment for a week later. This time a few more confessions got added to the pile. I think we were at 8 to 10 by now. She showed me her phone again. This time I was ready on really knowing where to look. Things can very easily be hidden on phones. I hadn't bothered to learn any of this before, but I was ready this time. Apps. Disappearing conversations. Archived conversations. Notifications disabled for particular people. Hidden photo albums. The works. I didn't ever even use a passcode lock on my own phone. I never had anything to hide. Not only did I find in the hidden places in her phone that her attempt at ground zero was still just trickle truth on the ones I already knew, but in the 2 weeks of no contact she was even fishing, and succeeding, for a new lover. The latest was an old friend of hers whom she sold some of her unused medications to. They have street value. I waited patiently for the psychiatrist appointment to arrive. After the appointment I sent her home with a Dear John letter telling her I no longer wished her to attempt reconciliation. She went home and 4 hours later turned the element of her stove on, waited for it to glow hot, and then purposefully jammed her arm into it 3 to 4 times. She came back and showed me what she'd done to herself. I took her to the hospital again. When she got home the next day she discovered that her daughter, my stepdaughter, had also self-harmed. 25 to 30 cuts up the inside of her left arm. Apparently she had also read my note. I was overwhelmed. This wasn't just a bad breakup, this was getting very dangerous. I didn't want to see the people I loved destroying themselves. She kept saying she wanted help, real help. Please could I help her? I wanted to help her. I wanted to believe I could. My stepdaughter didn't deserve this. She did nothing wrong. We talked. We talked a lot.
No matter what happens between your mother and I love you and I'll always be there for you.
But I had to get away. I went to the UK with my daughter for 2 weeks. I saw old friends. Good friends. They hugged me when I cried and told them what I was going through. I felt genuinely cared for. When I was over there, she found her daughter's diary. Going back years, she wrote about how she hated her mother. How her mom is a homewrecker. How she doesn't like her own body. How she herself has contemplated suicide. How her scissors are her friends. How I do things for her and how I show interest in the things she does. How she fears being abandoned. And oh, how she loathes her mother. Her mom broke down again. When I got home, my stepdaughter came to me. "I'm sorry," she said. "Over the past few years, I've looked through Mom's phone. I saw things I shouldn't have. I didn't tell you. I'm so sorry." I almost cried. I told her none of this is her fault. I would never have expected her to inform on her mother. I could only imagine what it's like for a 14 to 16-year-old to carry this weight. She said she wanted to move back in with me. For my daughter and I to take her in. I told her we would, if that's what she wanted. In our jurisdiction, a child 16 plus can choose for themselves where they live, no matter what anyone else says. Her mother had chance 3 to get to ground zero. And also once and for all tell the affair partners and men hovering around to finally buzz off. She wrote emails and texts to many, "You're not part of the life I want. I need to salvage my relationship. I will not be contacting you again." In a state of continuing mental decline, she told me more. Bringing us up to the 14. But some of the stories went backwards from last attempt at ground zero. You see, one tells so many lies, and there's so many people, she even forgot what truths she'd already told. Suddenly people she'd already confessed to having been with all the way was now only just a kiss. And the texts and the emails cutting off lovers to never see them again. There's 2 she couldn't write. The uncles. Can't we compromise? They're my family. No. I'm done. I'm moving on. And this time I'm ready. Meanwhile, her family in California booked a holiday for my stepdaughter. For her to get away from this madness. She broke the news to them that she's coming to live with me when she gets back, and not with her mother. They don't approve. They took away her passport. They canceled her flight back. Her mother is too broken and has told them to look after her. For them to make the decisions regarding her daughter, my stepdaughter. She hates it there. She wants to come home. They found her self-harming again. They don't have health insurance for her. My ex is now on her way to CA, to the people that have contributed to her fucked upness. She might send my stepdaughter back. She's unable to decide. B. If you find your way home, we're waiting for you. With love to California. Here are some best comments from our community. If you can get to Cali, you go. Go get her. If she is in Northern Cali, let me know and I will go get her. The kid comes first. That is first and foremost. Don't let her feel abandoned again. You know that she doesn't want anything to do with that side of the family. Go get your daughter. Yes, we've talked every day. Things are not well. She went 5 days barely sleeping. I've already shipped her Christmas presents there. Her mom, my ex, says there's a possibility that she might send her to me. She's undecided. If I push though, it makes things worse and she gets entrenched against me. I hope and pray that your stepdaughter can come on home, see you, and she can begin to heal and rebuild her life, and I hope and pray that her mom signed her rights away from Badge, because right now her mom has all the cards right now. Just pray really hard that your ex decides to do right by her daughter and send her back to live with you so that she can get the help that she needs and she can have a chance at living her life. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.